Hallo und willkommen zu Lonestar. Wir spielen Whispers of a Machine. Wir haben gerade mit Stina geredet. Und wir können den Tag beenden, indem wir in die Polizeistation zurückgehen. Ah ja, macht sie automatisch. Later that night. Ob wir wieder eine Vision haben werden?
Hey, pretty girl. Time to wake up.
Huh? Who's that?
It's me, silly. Who else? Were you expecting other men in your bedroom?
Oh, Alex. I had the strangest dream. I was on a murder case far away. In Nordsund, of all places.
Ooh, exciting. Was I there too?
No, you were gone. I didn't care much for that part.
Well, I'm here now. I thought I'd check on how you're doing.
Oh, you know me. Always trying to figure myself out.
Huh, ain't that the truth? Sorry for waking you. I just needed to hear your voice.
That's all right. I'm gonna go back to sleep now. Good night, Alex.
Good night, Vera.
Vera, ich dachte, sie heißt Vera. Day 2, 7:40 a.m.
And I thought dreaming of Alex was a thing of the past. Might as well get rid of some of that clutter from yesterday. No point in carrying all that junk around.
Okay, wir haben einiges weggeschmissen, zum Beispiel den Finger.
I don't see how those things work together.
Ach, ich wollte doch da mal die Frucht abschneiden. Zitrone oder was ist das?
Ugh, my head. Something is happening. Whoa. My eyes feel great. Everything looks so sharp and clear.
Augmented eyesight with telescopic zoom and night vision. Okay, wir haben also irgendwas bekommen, aber wir sind eigentlich immer noch in der Mitte. Was müssen wir da jetzt machen?
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Ah, okay. Das Zeichen irgendwo hinziehen.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Haben wir irgendwo ein Ziel, was wir angucken könnten?
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Naja, dann gehen wir doch einfach mal in die Lobby.
Agent England. Good. You're up.
Morning, gentlemen.
We were just going to see if you were awake. There's been a freak accident of sorts.
It's probably best for you to see for yourself. The timing is quite suspicious, given the recent murders.
All right. Who is the victim?
Leonard Dahl, the head of our new recycling center. He was killed sometime during the night.
In a most gruesome manner, too. Gabriel will accompany you to the site.
Very well. Let's be on our way then.
Also noch ein Mord vielleicht?
Here we are. Have a look around. The man standing over there is our witness.
Got it. I'll let you know if I need any help.
Understood. I'll be here.
Leonard's accident. Leonard Dahl.
I should try to find out more about Leonard. There has to be some connection between him and the previous murders.
Das Buch wollte ich nicht nehmen.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. About half filled with God knows what. Pretty stinky. A few crates of different sizes. Maybe for transporting some of the recycled materials? I shouldn't mess around with that before I've talked to the witness. Guess that's the intake for materials to be recycled.
Ob da wohl drin ist?
This says the machine works by grinding down organics into smaller chunks, and then burning them to create biogas. The control panel here can be used to retract the grinding gears and access the chamber, but the system waits for the latest batch to be incinerated first. These must provide power for the machine. Not sure which cable leads to what. This thing is used to transport metals to the smelter. It's filled with various junk. This conveyor belt sends metal objects down into the smelter.
Okay, dann reden wir jetzt erstmal mit ihm.
Thank God you're here. Len.
Slow down, relax. You're safe. We're here to help. Start at the beginning.
Okay. The big organics processor. I woke up late last night, heard it fire up. I live next door, so I got dressed and walked in here. Leonard wasn't around, so I turned all the machines off. I went to look for him in his living quarters, but he wasn't there. I figured he was still out late with some of the guys and that the machines had sprung to life on their own somehow. I went back to bed and slept through the night. Didn't hear anything else. When I came back this morning to work just half an hour ago, Leonard was still gone. He's usually up and about way before my shift starts. I did a routine check of the organics processor and that's when I noticed his remains in there.
The victim is inside that machine?
Yes.
Could it have been an accident?
I don't know. God, I can't get it out of my head.
Please, try to calm down. Could it have been an accident?
It could, well, maybe he fell down in the pipe, and was torn to shreds. Oh God, poor Leonard.
Organics Processor. Panicked.
It's no use. He's having a panic attack. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Ah, da leuchten ihre Augen gleich.
Leonard's bed. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Wann wir das wohl das erste Mal richtig einsetzen können?
I don't see anything out of the ordinary. This is probably where Leonard handled all of the paperwork. Mostly history books and some fictional novels.
Das kann sie aus der Entfernung feststellen. Nicht schlecht.
A control panel for this machine. Looks turned off. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Dann setzen wir erstmal unseren guten Scanner ein. Nix. Naja, es wäre schon sehr seltsam, wenn der tote Karl hier gewesen wäre. Grinder.
Looks like the human remains are trapped behind the grinding gears. I don't think they can be moved manually. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Also es ist very ordinary, wenn ihr da einfach ein Mensch zwischen zerquetscht ist. Analyzing. Shredded human male remains. Age indeterminate.
Postmortem. This clearly wasn't an accident then. It was a disposal of a murder victim.
Leonard's murder.
I should try to get access to the remains behind the grinder.
Age indeterminate. Coagulation suggests post-mortem dismemberment. Heißt es Coagulation? Estimate time of death, T minus 5 hours. DNA added to vault data. Das ist wohl alles dasselbe. Tja. Also das eingeschalten, das Ding. Aber er hat ja die Maschine eh immer bedient, deswegen ist kein Wunder, dass da seine DNA drauf ist. Ah, die Bücher hat er angeschaut. Da war er gesessen. Hier auch. Machen den Scanner mal aus.
Mostly history books and some fictional novels. This is probably where Leonard handled all of the paperwork. This thing is used to transport metals to the smelter. It's filled with various junk.
Kann man da reingucken?
I don't see anything out of the ordinary. All right, looks like these are the materials last put into the smelter. Various tools and lots of knives headed for recycling.
Keine DNA. Sonst auch nichts Vernünftiges. Die Mörderwaffe.
Wow. I think I just found the weapon that killed Carl and Maya. No DNA or prints. So this knife must have been thoroughly cleaned.
Können wir es mitnehmen?
I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Got the knife.
Mörderweapon. Scharfer Blick haben wir. Keine passende DNA drauf. Sie ist zumindest nicht.
The weapon that killed Carl and Maya. Likely Leonard too. I have some more questions.
Okay.
Dann machen wir mal unseren Scanner an. Anxious.
How does the Organics processor work?
No, don't make me think about that death trap.
That's evidence. I shouldn't show it to just anyone.
Nicht?
I don't need to know his opinion on that.
Och, wäre doch vielleicht ganz interessant gewesen.
I have some more questions.
Okay.
So, tell me what you know about Leonard.
He was my supervisor. I've been working for him for about a year now.
Do you know anything about his private life?
He was kind of a quiet guy. He was strong as a horse. Fond of books, too.
He liked books?
Die Bücher
What
müssen wir uns
kinds?
mal anschauen.
I don't know, all sorts. Maybe go check his room or something. I really didn't know him that well.
Ja.
Okay, that's all I need for the time being.
All right.
Also, nochmal Bücher anschauen.
Mostly history books and some fictional novels.
Hier haben wir die DNA drauf. Kann ich das jetzt irgendwie mitnehmen? Moment. Anscheinend darf ich die nicht
Mostly
mitnehmen.
history. Mostly history.
Da im Bett die Bücher. Der Schalter. Hier war er.
Gabriel?
Yes, ma'am?
Tja, dann sagen wir ihm das mal.
So, it looks like Leonard's accident was a murder after all.
Seems so, yeah. We have to catch this psycho before he strikes again.
Agreed. Do you know how this big machine works?
No idea, but there's some kind of label on it near the switches. Maybe that can help?
Ah, I'll have a look.
Dann fällt die Leiche auf der anderen Seite raus.
Do you know who Katarina Berg is? She may also go by the name Melinda.
I don't know about Katerina, but Melinda? That's the name of the school teacher, I think. At least that's what I heard the kids call her outside.
Are you absolutely sure?
Positive. As far as I know, she's the only Melinda in Nordsund.
That's excellent news. If you see her, take her into custody immediately, and let your colleagues know to be on the lookout too.
Yes, ma'am.
Katharina, teacher.
What do you know about Melinda, the school teacher?
Not a lot. I've seen her around with the children, but that's about it.
What do you know about Leonard Dahl?
Nothing really. I never got to talk to him much.
What do you know about Leonard?
Nothing.
Ja, das wollte ich nicht in den Pfeil. Dann zeigen wir ihm mal die Waffe.
Have a look at this. It's the weapon used to kill Carl and Maya.
Looks generic. We have hundreds of knives like that in town. Any prints or DNA on it?
Nope, totally clean.
Damn. Hopefully it could still be helpful in some way.
Okay, that's all for now.
Roger that, ma'am.
Dann schauen wir mal die Instructions an.
This says the machine works by grinding down organics into smaller chunks, and then burning them to create biogas. The control panel here can be used to retract the grinding gears and access the chamber, but the system waits for the latest batch to be incinerated first. Guess that's the intake for materials to be recycled.
Ja, aber ich will eigentlich nichts reinschmeißen. Wie kann ich das jetzt...
A control panel for this machine. Looks turned off.
Ich habe keine Lust, dass ich den jetzt hier die Überreste verbrenne.
These must provide power for them. If I do that, the incinerator activates, and it might destroy the remains. I'll need to figure out something else. Various tools and lots of knives headed for recycling.
Kann ich also nichts mitnehmen.
Looks like the human remains are trapped behind the grinding gears. I don't think they can be moved manually.
Tja, aber ich will auch nicht mit den Beweisen da drin rumstochern. Das wissen wir ja, alles Lennart. Tür. Die Instructions bringen mir nicht
This
so
says the
viel.
machine works by grinding down organics into smaller chunks and then burning them to create biogas. The control panel here can be used to retract the grinding gears and access the chamber, but the system waits for the latest batch to be incinerated first. A few crates of different sizes, maybe for transporting some of the recycled materials.
Vielleicht ist noch was in dem Bin.
About half filled with God knows what. Pretty stinky. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Tja, da habe ich erstmal gar keine Ahnung, was ich hier machen soll.
This says the machine works by grinding down organics into
Ja,
smaller
und dann
chunks and then burning them to create biogas. The control panel here can be used to retract the grinding gears and access the chamber, but the system waits for the latest batch to be incinerated first.
Was haben wir hier noch? Power Cables, Wedge, Bin, Trolley, Deskboxes, alles kennen wir alles schon.
This thing is used to transport metals to the smelter.
Ich glaube, das haben wir auch schon
I don't
angeschaut.
see anything out of the ordinary. Gabriel?
Yes, ma'am?
Do you know how this big machine works?
No idea, but there's some kind of label on it near the switches. Maybe that can help?
Ah, I'll have a look. Okay, that's all for now.
Roger that, ma'am.
Ja, die Instructions haben uns aber nicht so viel gebracht.
I have some more questions.
Okay.
How does the organics processor work?
No, don't make me think about that death trap.
Panicked. Okay, jetzt hat er sich wieder beruhigt. Puh. Der würde uns also nicht weiterhelfen.
I should examine the remains first.
Also müssen wir es irgendwie schaffen, mit dem Zeug, was wir jetzt haben, die Überreste hier rauszubekommen.
Looks like the human remains are trapped behind the grinding gears. I don't think they can be moved manually. A razor that combination make.
Ich kann hier auch nichts verbrennen. Ich habe ja nichts dabei. Der Scanner bringt uns auch nichts. Das haben wir schon angeguckt.
Guess that's the intake for
Es funktioniert im Inventar also nicht.
This says the machine works by grinding down organics into smaller chunks and then burning them to create biogas. The control panel here can be used to retract the grinding gears and access the chamber, but the system waits for the latest batch to be incinerated first.
Ich kann auch die Klappe nicht zumachen.
A control panel for this machine. Looks turned off.
Ja, und
If I do
anschalten darf
that,
ich
the
nicht.
incinerator activates and it might destroy the remains. I'll need to figure out something else. These must provide power for the machine. Not sure which cable leads to what. Sure, I could cut a cable, but I'm not sure why.
Ja, wir können also ein Kabel durchschneiden, aber wir wollen nicht.
Guess that's the intake for material.
Ja, ich kann aber auch nichts nehmen.
I don't think extra strength helps there. I don't think extra strength helps there.
Nee. Was gibt's denn noch? Haben wir irgendwas übersehen? Ich kann auch nichts nehmen.
Leonard's bed. Nothing out of the ordinary. This is probably where Leonard... That action doesn't seem productive to me.
Okay, wir können also auch nicht das Bett aufschneiden, um da irgendwas rauszuholen.
I've already done that.
Dann schalten wir das mal wieder aus.
I have some more questions.
Okay.
I don't need to show him that.
Okay,
Okay, that's all I need for the time
dann
being.
kann er nichts.
All right.
Bringt er nichts.
I have some more questions.
Okay.
So, tell me what you know about Leonard.
He was my supervisor.
Do you know anything? He like...
I don't know.
Das haben wir schon. Hier wird er jetzt wieder durchdrehen.
How does the organics processor work?
No, don't make me think about that death trap.
Panicked. Was kann ich jetzt machen? Ich hab sonst nichts.
Guess that's the intake. I don't see how those things work to... Guess that's the...
Was könnte man noch machen? Gescannt haben wir schon. Die Bücher darf ich nicht angucken.
Mostly history books and some fictional novels.
Das war sein Tisch und hier ist sein Bett. Das kennen wir. An der Klappe sind Abdrücke. Oder was heißt es, die DNA? Hier beim Panel. Der Smart Scan bringt uns nichts.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Bringt uns auch nichts.
Gabriel?
Yes, ma'am?
Tja, der weiß auch nichts.
Okay, that's all for now.
Roger that, ma'am.
Tja, dann weiß ich gerade nicht weiter. Müssen wir uns mal überlegen. Machen wir aber nicht mehr heute. Machen wir an dieser Stelle lieber erstmal ein kleines Päuschen. Und ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Und wir sehen uns das nächste Mal.